I was going to make a video about my expectations and hopes for the Pyro update, but I decided against that. So instead, I'm writing this piece of shit. But if you want to watch me talking about Valve's next failure, be sure to smash that like button. Yeah. No. So, what's wrong with Valve? I mean, it's no secret that the recent updates have been somewhat lackluster. But why? That's the question on everyone's minds, yet I don't see anyone addressing it. And before I get 7,000 comments saying, but Doomsday.exe should have made a video on this topic, so fucking kill yourself, Doomsday, you massive fucking nerd. Obviously, TF2 is a very old game. Being the granddaddy of the genre, it's been titled so by many people and it holds a very special place in all of our hearts. But not unlike your old granny who you constantly forget to call, it needs help wiping its own, I mean it's neglected and old. Definitely, that's what I meant to say. This fucking script. TF2, being as old as my ideal girl, a decade old, has tons and tons of code. Layers and layers of sediment that just built up over the years. And it builds up to this system where if you just change one line, everything could just break. This means it's very hard to edit code and to actually make any changes, as even simple bug fixes could have a drastic effect on how the game plays. And this makes it very, very hard to update the game. And I'm no coding expert, but it doesn't seem too fun trying to sift through a decade of code just to fix one minor glitch. And this lowers motivation. And this is actually a brilliant segue into my next point, almost like I wrote the script like this. Valve's work ethic. Valve is a revolutionary company, and not just because of how amazing their award-winning games are, but because of how their company is run. Valve lets developers work on whatever they feel like, and whatever they feel like they can make the biggest contribution to. And this sounds great. You get to come into work every morning, and you get to work on what you want to work on. But this does have some problems. Imagine you're a developer. When you get into work, would you rather work on the brand new Source 2 engine with Dota, or perhaps working on the Vive? Revolutionary technology in the field. Or would you rather work on Team Fortress 2? A decade-year-old game running on the old Source engine. Now, I think we both know what we'd rather do. This means that Valve has less and less developers by the month. And although their work ethic is brilliant for developers, as it keeps the morale very high and keeps everyone very happy, it doesn't bode too well for the older games like TF2, as this results in less and less updates of fewer quantity and fewer quality. This is why we have the workshop. Now, no matter what you think of the workshop or the updates that come out of it, the people who submit models for the hats or the weapons are undeniably talented chaps. However, this does have some negative aspects too, as Valve can just scrape up models and release broken updates without actually paying the creators too much. Though this is a great way to get started in modeling for creators, it can have a detrimental effect. And if you want to know more about this, I'd highly recommend watching my good buddy Xenomite's video, as he is infinitely more talented than me and superior in content creation. So let's answer the question. Does Valve care about TF2? Yes and no. Just like your old grandma that I mentioned earlier, it can be a bit of a chore taking care of the game. But sure, you love her, but taking care of her can take a long time. And in the end, no matter whatever you do, you'll have to do the exact same the next time, with no real end or goal in sight. Now this is the problem, as TF2 has no direction at the moment, as everything is still just up in the air. At first it seemed like TF2 would become a more competitive game, with the announcement of competitive matchmaking indicating this. But then again, we all know how that one turned out. So, where are we going? It's great that TF2 is so full of life with all these different cliques and qualities, but it makes it very hard to develop the game in a way that pleases everyone, as no matter what Valve seems to do, we always end up complaining. Are we entitled to do so? Well, that can be argued. But there is no denying, as a developer that could be working on Source 2, or some brand new kind of technology, who instead puts all of his or her time into developing TF2, only to have people turn around and yell at them for their update not being good enough, will be frustrated by this. Yes, it's frustrating on both ends of the cycle. And this isn't healthy. Yes, Valve does make mistakes, and yes, it's good to criticize them. But we as a community need to come together to decide where TF2 is going to go. And what we actually want from our game. Instead of just bickering and arguing between each other, we have to come together. That is vital. I cannot stress this enough. It has been made abundantly clear that Valve is actually trying to make contact with us. So, are we going to answer the call? Because if you want Valve to care about TF2, you have to care too. And it takes two to tango. So thank you for watching. I've been Doomsday. Good night.
But wait! There's more!
And it's that time for Doomsday self-promotes himself! Do you like art? Because I like money. That's why you should buy my SFM posters. I'm selling my posters as a profile picture for 1 key, and 3 keys for a full poster. Now, if you'd like to commission me and pay for my shit artwork, please add me on Steam or go to my description and find my Discord server.